Okay, sounds good.
And I've hit record.
Why is... Oh, okay.
Oh no.
I just never bothered to turn it on, I guess.
Okay.
That's where I was.
Okay, so when we last left you guys, you were over at the gun range, and you were having fun showing off your weapons to the locals, many of which had never seen such powerful weapons before, because there just really wasn't that good of a need for it, where they live.
Okay.
I mean, in a world where the largest stadium is more like a I don't know, like a performance hall, and almost everything has corridors and corners and things like that. Sniper rifles aren't terribly useful, but
I obviously don't play hockey or soccer then, because those guys get rowdy.
Actually, they probably let's see, have they? Yeah, they might. Yeah, I'd say they probably might. Anyways, I didn't really, I mean, like all sorts of things. I didn't actually go through and map out everything in this society. There are rich people, there are poor people. There's a whole bunch of religions. There are negative interactions between the religions from time to time. Everybody's pretty much tries to stay in their own corner of Sanctuary City so that they don't have those interactions, because otherwise they might actually find themselves outlawed from where they're allowed to stay, and nobody wants their religion to be basically considered badly by the other people.
Stay in your lane, Donnie.
Well, I mean, so that there are, so that they do have, and there's some very spirited, just like the Christians and the Muslims can have some very spirited debates with each other and such, and just like some of these other ones do. Some of them don't care. They're like, okay, I just want to do my, killing the chicken, which is, since, spreading the blood on the altar and things like that. That's we're cool. But and there's been some really weird cults that have come up over the last 200 years or 150 years that this Sanctuary City's been around. And some people, and there are the atheists, because since you don't have the Catholic Church there to insist that you believe, some people have decided just not to believe at all. So they're a minority, but they do exist. So, but anyways, that's it wasn't, none of those were questions that you were like looking up or anything like that. So that's one reason why I haven't been giving you information, is because even though I said you guys can ask questions in the chat when we're not actually in session, none of you guys have done so. So that's why you may not know as much about the society as might be useful to you. But anyways, so like I said, so was there anything else you wanted to do at this particular gun range before you guys head off?
Well, you had said that we couldn't get an idea of where things were being stored.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're being stored in some kind of an armory, because you're allowed to, I mean, as part of being part of the gun range, you can fire archaic weapons, you can fire modern weapons. There's a lot of weapons that are just unusual. They really don't have a whole lot of futuristic weapons because, frankly, those they would tend toward other types of solutions other than just like today, people are in the 21st century, people are still firing at people with the 1916, pistols, and revolvers that with high velocity, high impact rounds. They don't, they're not going for Gyro Joe. guns, for example, and other things like that. Because unless you just have somebody who's decided that that's what they're going to do, is they're just going to invent weird guns. But even so, it's like, well, why would I do that when I can instead just have a drone that can carry any number of effects and just dive into you, for example, I saw the one guy on one of the TED Talks was suggesting that the weapon of choice in the future is going to be a drone that just basically flies in at 150 miles an hour and just lands on somebody's temple and explodes. It's a real tiny drone. It's only about the size of a dragonfly, but it can just fly straight on in there and just kill somebody. And you're like, it can hover around and it's quiet, and you may not know it's there until it attacks. So I'm just saying, there's a lot of stuff like that's available now.
What's the fun with that?
What you guys were running into was that you guys were moving at a very fast rate, so drones really couldn't keep up with that sort of thing. So you were actually, when you were fighting to get picked up or whatever, you were actually you were up against full people in full size vehicles and things like that, and with jetpacks and other types of stuff like that. So they did, I think they did fire some disabling rounds at you guys. So things like taser rounds and other types of things like that do exist. So So anyways, so there's a wide range of weapons that you can fire, but mostly people come here who fire guns are doing it either because they're into like making experimental type weapons, or they just wanted to fire an AK-47 like people fired over in China when China still existed, or some of the World War One weapons and such, World War II weapons. Because there still were, conflicts. They were not anywhere near. They weren't world wars, but there was still, conflicts that happened on, Asia and between Russia and other types of countries over whatever they decide to do. Just like we have today. Basically the kind of stuff that happens today is kind of like what the 20th century was like in this world. Okay.
Okay.
So there were weapons. They're and such. And of course, people want to play. You shoot the flintlocks, because there was times when.
So do they have like laser weapons here, or just like projectile weapons?
They have laser weapons. They do have some laser weapons, but they're really used primarily for the purposes of cutting, medical, even industrial type lasering. Okay, they're not really used as a weapon in the field of battle because there was never any need for anything like that. They, laser weapons were at the time that they would have been developed weren't useful. They didn't have the targeting abilities and things like that. Now, yeah, you could probably build some pretty impressive laser weapons, but they wouldn't necessarily be better than anything else that any of the other choices. So again, you'd have to be somebody who just loves lasers and wants to make lasers and stuff. So yeah, this culture is relatively benign in that sense. Because of the very strong overlordship of the Catholic Church, at least a lot of the driving force toward creating bigger and better weapons just never happened.
They have a stable.
But they have to hunt heretics, right?
Yeah, but they don't use lasers to do it. They actually are
old-fashioned smiting.
trying to capture people
There you go.
and re-educate them, because that's if you just kill people who are heretics, like say you create martyrs, But if you capture them and bring them back and re-educate them and have them come out and say, "Oh, I was so mistaken. I don't know. My head was in a bad place, and I'm so glad that they didn't kill me and they gave me a chance to repent." Which is better for your society and and your status quo.
I would rather die.
That's why they're not afraid. The sanctuary city is not afraid that they're going to be discovered by by the central church and uh, killed, just basically blown off the face of the earth. With a nuke of some kind. They're afraid they're going to come in, capture them all, and re-educate them, and take away their religious freedoms and the other freedoms they've come to enjoy because the state is a rather fascist, the Catholic Church. So they definitely have our way, is the only way.
Is it fascist or totalitarian?
Well, totalitarian I always see as being a more of a cruel type thing where any deviation results in very cruel behavior. I'm just saying is that does the Catholic Church own the means of production? In a lot of cases, yeah. Okay, that's all.
Very little wiggle room here.
It's not to say that. I mean, just like in this place, okay, the council, basically the government of this place, is they don't have private industry running the water supply and the air supply and the food production. Okay, that's all done for the benefit of everybody. Okay, so in that sense, you're socialist, but there's lots of opportunities you've seen for people to have their own businesses, and to follow their own interests and to pray to their perceived deities as they wish. Okay, and as long as they can keep generating resources, the central government is not going to support you in the sense of we're going to give you money in order to support your religion. They don't do that. But that has to come from the parishioners. That has to come, and they are given things like, they are given at least one room meeting. You can schedule meeting rooms, to have your various activities in. Okay, so and they tend to be very, I mean, once you've been assigned it, if it works for you, that tends to be your place, and you don't. But then they also tend to gather together like-minded people, and so it tends to so the city has districts in a sense where you've got all the Shinto priests, and you've got all the Muslims together, and you've got the people who are are Catholic or Protestant. They just didn't. They're just their own version of Catholic or Protestantism. They're not.
So do they have like a Chinatown?
Yeah. Well, I would say they have a Chinatown because of the religions that are associated with China have a lot of adherents who, are Chinese. Okay, and therefore their culture comes with them. So the answer is yes, but it's not.
They're not necessarily racially they're not racially limited, but they are religiously.
Yeah, and they are socially as well. If you just love, it's just like Japan today. You've got Westerners who are living in the heart of Japan, enjoying their culture, supporting their culture. They're engaging in the activities that would be considered normal. So yeah, you could have somebody who's was originally Polish who's running who's running basically a wonton shop. Okay, it's perfectly fine. Okay, you just like you could have somebody who's Chinese who's running an Italian kitchen or making you could have somebody who's Spanish who is doing iconography that would be this more known in, let's say, Russia. because they happen to, and they might be over where the people who are more Slavic live, just because their culture, people have a tendency to go and be near other people who are like them. So yeah, you have that, but it's not. No one is excluded in that sense. No one's forced to be anywhere. You don't have any. The closest things you have is you have people who are. There are people who basically are layabouts. I mean, they basically are willing to live off of the basic, the basic income that's given to every person who lives in this city, and they don't want to do anything else except watch the shows or read or just live in basically their little their room essentially, and they and there are some sections of the city where they're kind of they're kind of slummy, right? And there is crime there. Sometimes there are people that will go and steal stuff from other people because they don't want to work for it. They don't want to be creative, or maybe they aren't creative and they don't know how. They can't figure out how to make it happen.
So is there known, I mean, aside from the mafia, is there like known organized crime?
There is
or
not.
Do they just publicly say there's no organized crime?
There's not. Yeah, there is crime, and it can be smallly organized in the sense you could have people that are manufacturing drugs and distributing them for recreational purposes, and they could be harmful to people. And of course, the government is looking for those people to shut them down when they do that. But once you get addicted, the healthcare system is ready to help you deal with your addiction, unlike other places in our world. Just like some places like Sweden and Portugal and other places consider addiction to be a health problem, not a criminal problem. So,
So publicly, as far as they say, the mafia doesn't exist and things like it don't exist.
Yeah, officially the mafia doesn't exist because the mafia doesn't want to be officially recognized. Okay, but there are people who don't know about it, and there's and some people have turned it into a culture to be celebrated. You've got movies and books and things like that about wise guys and fan fiction and things like that. Just like you have stuff for people that are like the hard-boiled detective novels, the kind of thing. So
how much of that would have come about if they never had the world wars and all that other stuff, though?
Well,
I mean,
some stuff happened. Well, I mean, the mafia per se, what they call the families, okay, have always
right.
All right, and yes, there have been, and when they have had conflicts, the people that were willing to sell guns, to one side or another, were profiteers. That's probably people who are in that area, or people who are greedy and wanted to get, like, I like that piece of art and I'm going to go get it, and it's going to be in my gallery now, not for the public, but for my friends and family to see. I mean, there's always going to be people that covet what other people have, and so yeah. I mean
come on down for the friends and family 5-finger discount.
So the mafia are basically a group of people that basically think that all people are equal, but some people are more equal than others. You're not part of the family, therefore you're somebody that we are going to, you're sheep. We're wolves, you're sheep, okay? But we shear the sheep. We don't kill the sheep.
Ah.
So, okay, so it is. So, I mean, again, you guys are not in a position to really understand how the so-called mafia works. But yeah, they seem to like the idea of acting like wise guys and that whole shtick. Now, does it actually work that way? It probably works a lot more like an aristocracy, where they just tend to think that this area of the city belongs to us, and we do stuff in there as long as we don't make too much of a fuss and make it so that because it's just, it takes resources to police, and the government would rather have the least possible resources being spent on policing people. So that makes an opportunity for people to do bad things. But that also means that there's people out there that are all, who aren't creative and don't want to do a lot of things. They're willing to like make a quick buck. Like I said, some of those slummy type places, they are full of people that are willing to do a favor to get a favor.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Some people are made an offer they can't refuse. But
I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse.
But it doesn't happen all the time. If you when you watch the movie The Godfather, the people that get really abused by the mafia, other than other gangs, okay, are the people that ask for something bad, okay, and then they say, okay, so now we did that for you, and now we own you. So. And yeah, you've got protection rackets going, and you've got people that say, hey, I really want some money. They say, sure, and they come in and they become investors, and then they basically strip you down to the bones, and then they leave you, and you have to work your way back up from the beginning. You've heard about that kind of scamming going on with organized crime. But that's completely legal. It's just reprehensible, So, anyways, so are there laws? Supposedly, but like I said, since you don't have a whole lot of people doing a whole lot of policing, it's a very egalitarian society. Things happen. Things go through the cracks. People take advantage, especially smart people. All right. So again. Anything else you want to do at the gun range?
I cannot think of anything personally.
All right. Now,
except try to get our weapons back, which we basically established we can't do.
I didn't say that. You would have. I said you would have to figure out a way to get your weapons back. Okay. I mean, the government. If you talk to the government, they may let you have your weapons back. They let you have some of your weapons back. Okay, but they didn't let you have any of your firearms back. And you haven't gotten any response when you tried asking about your energy weapons.
Right.
And there's a lot of reasons why they may not be, they may be pushing back against you on that.
Say we could always ask what's his name, Carmen, after we come back.
Yeah, you want to owe him a favor?
Sure.
There you go.
As we leave, don't come back.
I mean, if he wants you to leave, he wants you to go with his man and leave the city, and you're not doing it. So if you present to him as like we're willing to go, but not until we have our weapons, then he might set up a caper to go get your weapons. Maybe it's just a matter of bribing the right people. Maybe there has to be some kind of a break-in or something.
That sounds like fun.
He doesn't want you. He probably won't ask you to do it because he wants
to do a heist.
He doesn't want you guys to get caught, and he doesn't want you to get injured. He wants you for this thing. But it also means that as the saying goes, you owe him. So it's up to you whether you want to owe this guy. So it's up to
I really don't, but other people may disagree.
Well, do whatever you're going to do, guys, because right now
and I think the favor that we're going to need, the biggest favor we're going to need from him is, assuming we manage to get back, is to get to the portal.
Well, you guys
Well-
said you were going to New Jerusalem first, so
Yes, but if when we get back, if the big favor that we want from him is going to be to get to that portal,
Well, my point being,
or at least one of
is
the big favors.
if we had our weapons from him and we leave and do his favor for him, I mean, favor for a favor. I think we're doing him a favor by going off to New Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
And I would at least like to get the energy weapons back.
Yeah, fair enough.
No comments. Okay.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Well, pack your shit. I guess we're leaving.
Yeah, get all my
Uh-huh. Even without
stuff
our
I-
energy weapons.
I photographed off the screen or OCR'd.
Right then.
okay.
And are we all good to go?
Yes.
All right. So, are you asking?
good.
You going to ask Carmen to do this for you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, do you want to role play it?
We can.
Okay.
Okay.
So, a couple of days pass, and one of his wise guys shows up and says, "Hey, the boss wants to know how much longer your business is going to take."
Well,
In
we run into a
Italian
snag.
wise guy accent.
Oh, hey.
We're pretty much ready to go, except for one thing.
What's that? Which Jew's problem?
Oh, jeez.
Well, we got a couple of gats we need to get a hold of.
Because Pat's his side. You mean like this?
No, these are energy weapons that were taken from us
Oh.
when we got here.
Energy weapons.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of energy weapons?
Well,
You mean like ray guns, like they have in the movies?
kind of,
Yes.
sort of.
Yeah.
You got them?
No, we had them.
Well,
Had 'em
where
when
are
we
they
got
then?
here.
Someone named. Give me my book.
Yeah. Okay.
Someone named Dia Santos last was known to have had them.
Okay. Well, go tell the boss. So, is that the only thing that's keeping you?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Well, then just pack your bags. We'll be leaving soon. Then.
We
It
will,
shouldn't be
thank
any
you.
trouble.
Alrighty.
No, nothing that a couple of guys can't handle.
Oh,
Well, good enough.
Yeah,
Bruce, once we get out of the city, our data buddies will no longer work.
Your data buddies will work. You just won't have access to the stream.
Oh. Okay.
Don't cross the streams.
Never do.
So you'll have access to whatever it has access to. Whatever your visor can access.
How long have we been on notice to go on this mission? How many days ago was it?
Couple.
Couple days.
Did I have time to get my ears fixed?
Probably. I mean,
Okay, I didn't.
if you immediately, I mean, you know, did you go to the thing last night? I mean, yesterday or whatever um, to check out the guns. Did you go there?
I'm gonna say I
Yes.
didn't. I'm gonna say I didn't. So because I
You
want to get my
shot
ears
though.
fixed. I did shoot. I want to if I can retcon that, that would be nice.
I
Because
think you
I
should.
had planned
I
on
think
doing it and I forgot.
okay. So
We're not going to be able to come back here.
right. It is going to take a couple of days to get it done.
All right.
But so if you want to do it, you're going to have to like toot sweet get out over there because I mean they're not going to leave without you. You know, there's one of the ways you can make things happen. You know, Mike can make things happen is just to say, well, you know, I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of a medical procedure. We can't leave yet. And what are
Okay,
they going
Mike.
to do?
Okay, I'm going to
Abduct
do
you out
that
of the
then.
hospital while you're in the middle of recovering from a medical procedure? That doesn't sound like
Okay.
a very
All right.
smart
We'll
thing
do
to
that
do.
then. That
I
should
mean, you
give
might piss off some people.
Armin
But,
enough time to get the weapons back. Do what he has to do.
yeah, just hope that they don't say, well, we'll just leave him. You got enough guys.
Oh well, that's fine. I'll teleport back to base.
Okay, so let's roll me a D30.
Okay, 1D30 coming up. Okay. D12 times 2.5 here. Okay, I rolled a 6.
Okay. All right. So they can get you scheduled in 6 hours.
Okay.
Okay. They can basically start doing the scanning and all that stuff like that. Okay. So now roll me another 3d10.
Okay. 15.
Okay. So they figure in 15 hours after that, you should at least be, you know, they would of course want to do a follow up, but the initial procedure and everything should be done.
Okay. Very good.
So you know, at which point they would probably be sending you home and telling you to come back in a week.
All right.
Or earlier,
Sounds
of
good.
course, if you suddenly get ringing in your ears or problems with your balance or anything else like that. You
I've
know,
already got that
if your
problem.
eyeballs start swelling up or blood starts gushing from your nose and you're not watching, you know, ecchi anime.
The problem is, what if we go on a trip and then he starts getting, side effects from the operation that requires him to go back, and he can't go back because we're on the trip?
Well, then we
It
just
sucks to be
execute him and leave him on the side of the road.
Jason.
Probably.
Yeah, say it sucks to be him. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can just I can retire and bring Susan back.
Well, Mike's head exploded on the trip, and yeah, we need a new Timmy.
We kind of lost a teammate.
All right, so
we
basically,
need another
it
Timmy.
sounds
Yeah.
like 21 hours from now is your projected recovery. So
Okay.
you're kind of
Give me
expecting
20,
them
20.
not to show, you know, I mean, so
20 more
everybody else
hours to
should
go.
be, so you got 6 hours to actually get packed up before you run off
Okay.
to the
Sounds good.
and then
All right.
you're going to be in the hospital. I mean, are you telling everybody else that you're doing this?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he just disappeared one night.
He
Oh.
could have done that. Okay, so I mean, or he could have like when he gets to the hospital, say, "Oh, but you know, send a message to you guys and say,
Oh, by the way, I'm getting my head zapped.
yeah, I'm getting that thing that Angel
thing.
got."
I decided to go with them just because why not?
Oh, did he
at least for the first part of it.
Okay.
No,
It's just
if I did that,
every
then I
day.
would gain dark side points, and I don't want to gain
All right.
dark side.
Are you all packed up and ready to go, Angel?
I am
Yep.
Packed
okay.
up and ready to go.
I guess you're not planning on bringing
What's her name? No.
what's her name?
She-
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get her when we come back, right? That's what I
That's the
thought.
plan. We are going to let her.
That's the plan.
She was excited and needed time, so to make shoes.
Yep, that is true.
With what I wasn't there, but Mike and Angel were.
Hmm.
All right. So, anyways, all right. So, anybody else want to do any last minute things before it basically all hits the fan? Because probably, as soon as they do this, they're going to want, it it may cause a strong police reaction. Okay. They might want to get you guys out of town ASAP.
There you go.
That's what you get for messing with the police.
I have nothing I want to do.
Yeah, I'm
Not
pretty
really,
much good to
no.
go. If we can get a hold of the energy weapons, I'd be pretty happy.
All right. Well then.
Yeah, sure.
That's about it.
All right.
Okay. Is there? Are you hinting that there's something we're forgetting?
This is Bruce we're talking about here.
You guys have worn me down. I mean, I have stopped even attempting that sort of thing. Yeah. All
Well,
right.
he's supplying everything for the trip. I mean, we don't have a lot of personal belongings, so
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know
So
what
they're
else.
basically going to be taking stuff and putting it on the outside of the suits, and then you're climbing inside the suits in a very, if it wasn't for your visors, a very claustrophobic situation.
Because with our visors, we see like fields of dandelions and stuff like that. But really, it's just this horrific dark wasteland.
Right.
Oh, jeez.
You'll see. All right.
That sounds
Anyways,
terrifying.
Okay, so let me just go and see how bad it gets.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
How bad it gets.
Yeah, there's always a good chance for this sort of thing to happen. So I'm going to make a smarts check.
Jason,
What
don't
sort of
give
thing
him
to
any
happen?
Ideas.
Why
give
not?
him any ideas. Please.
Somebody's got to give him ideas. He can't be expected to think of it all himself.
Okay.
Fair enough. That's
All right.
cool.
Well, you guys pretty much lucked out in
All
the
right.
sense that they rolled a success on their planning and stuff. They didn't get any bonuses because they were being forced to do this as rapidly as possible.
All right.
Let's see here. Okay. That happened, which you're not going to know about. Let's see what else happened here.
That happened, which you don't know about.
And that happened. Okay.
What you talking about?
They were successful, but there were complications that is going to cause fuss. Okay. So now the police.
Be-doo.
Right. So
It's an old policeman. He was the fuzz that was.
10-sider here. Put up my little Medusa thing, and that is a 7. Okay. So, all right. So there's definitely you're hearing on the news that there's been a series of break-ins, and the police are sending an investigation squad to find out what's what, and whatever, and all. He says the general public is not considered to be in danger. However, it's very important that you cooperate with the authorities if any of them happen to show up and want to talk to you. And as you hear
All
that,
right.
you hear on your doors.
Well, am I back yet?
No.
Okay.
I'll answer my door.
Yeah, we'll answer.
All right. You see Elaine.
Oh, hi, Elaine.
Elaine's one of the big, beefy guys.
Elaine is one of the beefy
I-
guys.
I
Big
thought
beefy guys for one of Carmen's men.
Oh,
of
okay.
Elaine was a
Oh,
robot.
okay.
There's Elaine and Julie. No, I'm sorry. No, Elaine and Julie are your
They're the
thingies.
robots.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, our
what did I call
spiders.
it? Do you remember?
No,
Of course not. Okay.
Guido.
All right.
They
Anyway,
were
but
computers, right? Or
it's one of Carmen's guys who's and he's basically saying, "Come on, we got to go."
okay.
Okay.
The
I grab my bag.
the the,
I'm gonna grab
the heat is on.
shit.
The heat song.
And as you guys are
I'm gonna grab Mike's bag.
grab your stuff and you hop into onto the thing onto the car that's out, that's down the bottom stairs and outside. And you guys take off, and as you take off, then of course you as you're leaving, you see that there's a squad of people wearing security outfits, and they're coming in the other direction. So the question is, how good is your stealth to avoid them, and how good
I
is
thought are we in the garbage truck?
At this point, yes. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yes, you are in the garbage. Thank you for
Garbage
reminding me.
truck. Hooray.
I'm just going to look like
hooray.
trash then.
Now you know. Now you know why they do things in the garbage truck. Okay, let's just see if these guys have a miraculous suspicion about you guys.
Hey, we should stop that garbage truck.
Yeah. Okay, and that is a failure. All right, so they go in. You see them going by, and or like they have a you hear, basically you hear stuff from you get a message from Beatrice, who says, "Hey guys, where are you? The security's here and they've got questions for you. Where'd you go?"
Yeah, I'm not answering that.
Not going to answer that question. That text in the chat.
We went out in the city. I don't
Are you
know where we are.
responding? Are you responding?
I will respond and say that I'm at the pizza place on the other side of town.
Okay.
That's where we went.
I'm
We're
sure
out of
they
town.
could determine that you're not actually there very easily.
You know what?
Yes.
Shush.
All right.
Well, okay, we need to put Chen Wei on the security forces because he sees through every.
All right.
Well, I'm just
Misdirection.
saying, like, the computers can do so much. They got to be able to do that, right?
Hypothetically.
Very
yes.
true,
However,
actually.
Well, then why would they even ask where we are if they could track where we are?
I don't
That's the
know.
problem.
They want us to
is
be
that,
honest.
inside. Remember, you were inside the truck.
Ah.
You couldn't see out.
No.
Your tracker wasn't working. Maybe they're not tracking you, but maybe you can still receive, or maybe that's just about to cut off. So, anyways, so you guys, back to you, Mike. Mike, you're
Yep.
laying there in your room, rehabilitating, and suddenly, one of the other wise guys shows up and says, "Hey," says, "time to go." You are
okay.
shot quite a number of hours in your recovery.
I'm not I'm not right yet. I
Oh,
Well,
think
you
you'll
can
have
go
to
with
do
them
that.
anyway.
See,
like,
he goes
okay.
over and he just kind of like grabs your your shirt, your
Hospital
pajamas,
gown.
okay, and grabs you and just starts picking you up and throws you up on his shoulder, okay. Give me a uh, give me a vigor check.
And
Okay,
why?
let's see.
Give me
Max
an induced
figure
vomiting
is
check.
D12 plus 12. So all right, let's
Yeah,
go.
we're messing with ears. This could be a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least I have his backpack.
Damn it. 3.
Oh, jeez.
Nice. Okay, you are overcome with vertigo, and you basically
Ah.
spew your last meal down the back of this guy.
Yes.
Ah.
Don't vomit on the mafia people. That's
Ah.
bad for you.
The mafia guy gets
Ah.
mad
Ah.
and basically cracks you across your right cheek.
And you proceed to vomit on him again.
Really painful.
Ah.
Really painful.
Ah.
Give me another vigor check.
4.
Or okay, that you actually, because of the pain you're undergoing, it actually distracts you away from the vertigo.
Yay.
Anyways, there are there are people that are trying to stop him, and when that happens, is that um, some of those fibers basically comes out from the like slits in the side of his big duster he's wearing and just smacks them up against the wall and just pushes them back, and he's just charging out of the place, and he runs
That's
out
not something you
and
see every day.
he hops into a vehicle, okay, and just starts taking off and racing away. Things go backwards and forwards, which adds to your vertigo considerably. Give me another check.
Oh, okay, that's better. 11.
Yay.
11. Okay. You think you're getting a handle on the vertigo, but it's awfully painful.
Uh,
Uh, so just because you had surgery recently, and though
Jimmy, my mind is
everything
going.
is all glued in pretty tightly. It's not like you've got stitches that need to come out and things like that. It's
Oh,
just
that's
that
good to know.
but it's very you got this huge plaster around around, and the guy basically picked up your visor and just kind of like jammed it down over your head before he took
Uh,
you out of here.
let
So
me load a picture up here if I've got it. Oh golly, let's see here. Hopefully I've still got it here.
No, but whenever
No,
you
it's
do
not the
get your
folder I
whenever
want.
you do go when you do get your visor
Yeah.
back on your head, the first thing you see is a message from Angel saying, "I got your backpack. What the hell do you have in this thing?"
Rocks.
all right, the
Uh,
Because for Angel, it's heavy as hell.
okay,
oh yeah, that's true.
sorry, I just forgot what I was going to do.
Where's that
But that's
picture?
fine. Okay.
Oh, I know where it
Oh
is.
yeah. Your data buddy is saying
Yes.
visor out of alignment. Should I? He says, "Are you? Your body is in distress. Should I seek to contact a medical professional or a security agent?"
Negative. Person is out of alignment.
Person is out of alignment. I'm not sure how to handle that, boss.
Just shut down for 12 hours.
if I do that, I can't integrate with your new hearing um, modifications.
We'll do it later.
Okay.
Uh,
And your
Where's that
and
picture?
yeah, and you can now see through the visor. It's askew, of course, and you're kind of moving back and forth and such. He's basically plopped you down, so he's just kind of put a belt over you, and you're just whipping as he's whipping around this thing, going very fast, a lot faster than
All right.
that would be considered to be safe. Okay,
Grab a hold of the visor.
there's a few banging into the walls that happens or whatever, but he's basically moving. He's trying to take the service ways, so to speak.
Okay.
Not the main drag where the police would be trying to block him off and stuff. So, anyways, I got to make a roll here, see whether or not he. Oh, that's the way to do it.
Oh.
That is a success with a raise. All right, he basically manages to get to a spot where essentially all of a sudden you guys see the back of the dump truck opening up, and the and basically it's you see this other vehicle, contraption pull up, bang into the back of the vehicle. You see poor Mike flopping around inside, looking really greenish. His visor is askew on his head. He's strapped down. He's still wearing his
Hospital gown.
Are you okay? You look a little sick.
A little.
Mike doesn't answer for some reason.
You turned our friend into a fish.
Anyway, so
I think we got a problem here.
Driving the vehicle or controlling it basically gets up and grabs Mike, okay, and hauls him by a leg and an arm over, and this basically throws him into a chair, inside the dump truck, and then says, says something like, it's, gotta go. The coppers are on my tail, and jumps in back in the vehicle and starts racing off again. And the thing closes down, and off it goes again. And these guys are like saying, "Is he supposed to look like that?"
I'll take a look at him. Is he like?
I don't think I've seen that color. Does he? Do you have like a dietary problem? Because he's very green.
No, more like he's about to be sick.
I think he's sick.
About to be.
Sick. Boss ain't gonna like that.
I'll give him a
I'm gonna take.
what is
his
that called?
visor off
Nausea
his head.
medicine.
Bonamine.
Dramamine.
Bonamine is the current name for it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's another version of they when people have vertigo types attacks, they tell them to take that.
Lovely.
It's also what they give out on cruises, by the way. Surprised you don't know.
All right then. Interesting.
All right. So, Mike, do you have anything to say to the rest of the people? Because they, you can see them flapping their mouths, but inside their visors, but you're not hearing them.
No, not really.
I'm gonna take his visor off.
Are you okay?
Mike is just lolling there in his seat.
Yeah, pretty much lolling there. Yeah.
I think.
So, Jason, are you actually going to get over and check him out?
This looks really serious.
Okay, give me a first aid check.
Oh, I got a 7.
Okay. All right. You take off his visor, and you can see that he has a number of sensors that are stuck on the outside of the side of his head. A lot of his hair has been shaved away.
Okay. I
His
posted
ear,
a picture.
his ear, his ear looks normal. And there's and except for the fact that he's got all kinds of that anti-bacterial type stuff painted all over his head, and a number of lines and things like that. So targeting things. So anyways, uh, his he's sweating. His eyes are kind of rolled up in the back of his head, rolled backwards, and he's breathing rather rapidly. So it looks like he's in shock.
I give him a. Oh, okay. I'll treat him for shock.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So give me, Mike. Give me a D6 roll.
Okay. Goose.
2.
2.
Okay. So in about 20 minutes, you're actually going to start coming out of all this.
All right.
Because you're in a fairly settled place.
Uh,
And,
uh,
no one's throwing you back and forth as they're wheeling around corners doing this Italian job kind of behavior with these
uh,
little vehicles, and trying going places that you probably shouldn't be going.
Boop, boop.
Yep.
I mean, this is this is like one of those Indiana Jones type rides. You've just been.
Oh yeah. I'm role playing what I felt like 12 afters after that picture was taken.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I mean, you were literally at a couple of points. You were literally climbing up a wall and going into into some kind of a ventilation shaft, and then you
I
were dropping down and jumping from the top of one bubbling tank of industrial chemicals to the next, and
mhm. Best thing to do is shut down until I come out
yeah,
of
that's
this.
what you did because you were really suffering
Shut
from the
down.
burden.
Yeah.
But anyways, not now. So
Uh,
you're not quite sure whether or not that actually happened to you, or did you imagined it?
I had hallucinations when I was in the hospital after the surgery. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
Is it really
Exactly.
Butte, Montana, or just existential blues?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say about 20 minutes later, you just kind of roused around and see everybody around you, again, all wearing their visors, and you can see that because you're not wearing your visor.
Uh, okay. All right. Well. Uh, it, Angel,
Yes.
in my backpack are my glasses. Can you put them on?
Actually, your glasses are right here in my pocket because I decided that'd be better than getting them broken. So
Well, put them
yes,
on, darn it.
put them
Put
on.
them
Yeah.
on so I can see you. Okay. All right. Very good. Oy vey.
You
Okay.
okay?
Oh, that's better. That's better. A little bit better. Yeah. Oh man. Oh
Are you okay?
no, not really.
And
I'm
I asked you that, and
I'm still coming out of it. I'm still getting. I remember barfing something serious, and that's about it.
That would
okay.
explain why he had that weird stain on the back of that guy's jacket.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess I barfed on him. Uh,
Yeah, it couldn't happen to
otherwise,
a nicer fella.
oh, okay. So
Just patting your shoulder. You're okay.
thanks, boss. Okay. So what's going on?
We're just taking out the trash.
Okay,
Speaking
good.
of,
That's
where the
good.
trash?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready for the dumpster. Let's go. Yeah, it sounds good.
It's already
Are we
on
heading?
fire. So
Are we heading back to the portal?
no,
We're going to, what is
we're
it? Near
heading to
Jerusalem?
the
We're
Leaning
doing the
Tower of
Mafia's
Pisa.
mission.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I'm
Escape from
all right.
centuries.
Okay. Very good. Okay. Good. 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 Okay. Sounds like a plan. Uh, yeah.
Also, please answer me this. What the hell is in your
Sure.
backpack? It's heavy as
My
sh-
Barry Manilow live LP.
It's
Then
It's Helen Reddy, the Las Vegas Years album.
okay.
no, just a lot of I had a lot of the books that I've been reading actually created and to take back to IDET, the history books and stuff, because we want to consult our advisors when we leave. So I've got hard copies of a lot of the stuff of this planet.
Okay then.
Hard. Yeah.
Preacher's been working overtime.
I've been getting stronger as I've been traveling the Fringe Pass. I've been getting, I've been really building myself back up to the way I was when I was in the Navy, when I was a young man.
I should have given your backpack to
When
someone
I
else
was a
because it's heavy as
young
hell.
man.
Yeah. Hmm. You
But I
know,
didn't.
if I ever actually fight Chen Wei and hit him, I might be able to hurt him. Mm.
All right then.
If you could
Yeah,
actually hit.
good stuff.
That would be the day.
Yeah.
When I die, that'll be the day.
Yeah. Out of game, Mike, when he punches, does D12 D4 plus 2
Wow.
Fucking hell.
and he
Yeah.
can
How,
hit
how
pretty
do
hard.
you do that much damage?
Mike has a D12 strength. Mike has
Uh,
the brawler advantage and the martial artist advantage. He's been practicing. Okay.
So, do we arrive
Uh,
at Carmine's Italian villa?
Right. No,
fun.
you actually arrive in a warehouse. And in the
Hmm.
warehouse is Carmine, not Carmen, Carmine,
Carmine.
the guy that he
Never
was,
mind.
Yeah.
he looks at you guys. He says, "Great, by the time you got here, uh, we need to leave. They're it's they. I'm not sure whether they figured out that that you have a way of getting out of the city or not. But we're not going to wait around long enough for them to go and. But they're scouring the data trails. Okay, so
Okay.
they're scouring the stream for you guys. So
Okay.
so this room is shielded. You can talk to each other, but you can't talk, and to me, of course. But once we are inside of our suits, you're going to need to. You're only going to be able to talk to me or each other. Okay, we're going to have an
When are we
umbilical.
getting the suits, Carmine?
They've already been made. They're right here.
Oh, good, cool. That's very good. I'm
Yeah,
ready. I'm ready.
yeah. We already had them made. I showed you Elaine uh, and Julie, the two. Um, basically the two.
Robots.
Well, they're the generators, the two generators,
Okay.
also the so who are going to be powering, providing the power for this trip, and a lot of things that need to be done, especially in certain circumstances. And your suits are battery powered, which is fine, but we're going to have to get recharged from the two, but it's it's much more covert that you not use, have a big fusion generator, at the forefront. So they'll be following us under most circumstances. But anyways, the point still is that we, if we need it, we'll have that power. So anyways, so everybody go and get inside your suits so we can so you can get acclimated to them a bit more, and we can get going. Now, my first question is to you guys: is that how many of you guys have any skill in electronic countermeasures?
Not me.
What would that fall under?
That would be under that would be under the electronics.
No.
Gotta
because
let the dog out back in a minute.
He let the dog out. Woof, woof, woof.
No.
I have not taken the skill yet, so.
Yeah, actually, breaching a lock per se is falls under lock picking. So if there's like a lock or a door you have to get through or something like that, that's under lock picking. But if you're talking about trying to hack, that's going to be under electronics.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Lock picking I can do, but anything but electronics, no.
Well, this is electronics, still falls under that.
Yeah, that's a new skill, so we don't have it
Yeah, I
yet.
told you last time that there was
I know.
And you're allowed, and as I mentioned in the chat, you are allowed to take it. It's just you're going to, now it's just you're going to, the next time you get an advance, you're going to need to make sure you spend it on that skill.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, and you will only have it, of course, at a D4. But there was at least one person who had craft.
That was Mike. Electronics.
Who's not here. So that's
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have it advanced, and I could take it.
Okay.
Oh wait.
I just didn't know if that played well with the scenario, I guess.
No, it's fine. I don't have a problem with it. That's why I said you guys can do it, because
So it's called.
I'm making a change to how we play the game. Therefore, I'm
Okay.
going to accommodate you, getting access to it.
And it's
Rather
just
than
called
saying-
electronics.
It's just called electronics. It's basically out of the science fiction compendium.
Yeah.
So they added a few things. We had craft electronics. So I said, well, we're just going to say that is the same as electronics now. So
which attribute is that under?
Smarts.
That would be under smarts.
Smarts. Okay. I have mine.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot to be able to move your hands around and weld, spot weld and solder things together. It's All right. So have you guys made any adjustments you need to make?
Yep.
All right. So you're now in your suits, and this is at which point your data buddy is beginning to try to integrate with the basically the augmented data buddy that's inside the suit.
Kind of question.
Yeah. Huh?
It hasn't come up really, and I took Jack of all trades a long time ago, but I haven't really needed it.
Mm-hmm.
Would electronics, since it's a smart skill, would that work as a D4?
Yes, it would.
Okay, so I don't have to take electronics. I already have it at a D4 technically.
Okay, but that doesn't give you any specialized ability. That just lets you do common.
Right. So this wouldn't work then.
Oh, it would work depending upon what you're trying to do. So, yeah. But if you're trying to use it as a means of countermeasuring, then I would say it's,
It would be
you can help. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, Carmine is is your lead guy, and he's the one who's got all the knowledge about what it is they're trying to do. So
And we're back.
you guys are assisting him. Okay, so the more you can assist him, the better his roles can be.
All right.
All right.
I'm just thinking that a D4 is a D4. So
You're right, but it can't be improved.
right.
That's the thing. I mean, eventually, if you want to improve it, you're going to have to take it anyways.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the big limitation of Jack of all trades is that you
Yeah.
can't
You
do
just
anything more than common tasks.
right.
You can you can get in a car and drive. If a car was a smart skill, you could get in a car and drive it. Okay, but you wouldn't be able to do any kind of stunts with it.
Right.
So yeah. All right. Okay. So it sounds Mike. I should say, well, Chuck. It sounds like Mike
Yeah.
is the only character in the team who actually has a skill in electronics. So you're going to be the primary
Yes.
guy assisting Carmine.
All right.
I have a
My
D4
sheet
now.
there.
I took
All right.
it.
Okay, so what he's telling you is well, initially what he's going to tell you is that first we have to get past we have to get into a secure area. Okay,
Yes. Okay.
this is an area going back to the original construction of Sanctuary City, and
Okay.
we are going to have to get into some disused refuse pipes.
Oh.
Okay.
Quick question: were they able to secure
Mhm.
the items that we had asked for? Or?
Yes,
Oh,
they
okay.
do
So we
have.
have them.
Okay. I don't know how. I make a luck roll to see whether each of your items has a charge on it, because otherwise you would need to recharge them. And likewise with your bullets, were they able to get all your bullets?
Okay,
Well,
what's the luck roll, a D6?
yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay, blaster, I got a 3. I take it that's not enough.
No, that means they discharged your blaster testing it.
Pistol is a 4, so no. It's
No,
it's
that
not
is.
charged.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
So
trying to
did
roll
they
4 or better.
did they just get the energy weapons?
Yeah, they grabbed basically they got them somehow.
Okay, so it's just the energy weapons.
No, they got your guns and the
Oh,
energy weapons. They got
okay.
everything. Both
So,
types of weapons. That's
so I rolled a
why
6 on my
that's
luck
why
roll.
the city is such a buzz. Is
Mm.
because there people have been doing criminal things in the city, and they're trying not to alarm the populace that something's going on.
So we're rolling for each item, right?
Yes,
Okay.
each item
Okay.
that belongs to you. Yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
and this is just to make sure you actually have have ammo.
Okay.
It's
So
more important with the energy weapons, less important with the guns, because if you because I'm sure they grabbed some ammo. It's just it may not be the right kind of ammo.
Lovely.
Okay, Bruce.
Yeah.
I rolled for my M8 carbine. Rolled a 6.
Okay.
The attached grenade launcher, I rolled a 1.
Okay. So you don't have any grenades, but you do have bullets for your carbine.
And I rolled 4 for my Glock and for my the 50 cal.
Okay. So you have ammo for your 50 cal and for your Glock.
Okay, cool.
Hi, Charlie. Go away.
And by the way, if some of you guys actually make your rolls, you can share some of your ammo to the people
Okay.
who failed their rolls.
All right.
All right.
That's always a possibility,
Sure.
Do you want to know what
Okay.
our results are?
I trust you. You
Okay.
might want to say, If someone, I'm more interested in people who don't have ammo, so that you guys can
what's the
say,
target
Right.
number for ammo?
so that you can get ammo for some of the other
Right.
players.
So what is the target number for ammo?
4. It's all 4.
Okay.
Infamous 50
Actually, the pistol was not a laser pistol. The laser cutter was the other item, which is not charged from this roll.
If you failed the roll, then yeah, it's not
Right,
charged. It was basically
right.
depleted because they were
Yeah,
used. They were
I
testing
got
it.
4 or above on everything. So
Okay, well that's great for you.
yeah.
Yeah, the only energy weapon I had was the neuro stunner, and I rolled a 4 for. So.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
I had a stunner as well, so I rolled a 6 on that one. So
Fully charged. Maybe they couldn't figure out how to get it to work.
possibly. So the laser cutter backpack is not charged.
Lovely.
Right.
That's the only, and his blaster is charged. So
Yeah, the laser is probably the strongest weapon you have.
right,
The cutter is. It just doesn't have a great range on it, but it's the
right. Can we
it's the one you
charge?
guys get. Actually, I think Angel did really well. Was it with the 50 against the giant combat spider?
Robot? Yeah, that was that weird anti-material rifle that you had
Yeah,
on the planet.
that
Like a
that
20
was
millimeter
borrowed.
rifle or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, but I'm just saying I know the
Mhm.
laser cutter and that were doing really well against the against the
Right.
robot.
I'm still sad we weren't able to get that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Well,
there's nothing
none
stopping
of
us
it
from
worked
going
after we
back.
left. So
Yeah, say only thing stopping you is you're nowhere near the portal, but yeah.
Nothing
so who didn't
stopping us
have
from going
ammo then?
back.
I don't have any grenades for my XM8 carbine.
Does anybody have grenades?
I do.
Okay.
Rifle grenades?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Does it
Well,
use 40 millimeter grenades or is it different?
I think so. I'm not. Let me look it up.
Yeah, because I don't know what an XM8 is.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Going back. Games.
At least I
Yeah.
have Pighead.
Fringeworthy.
Jason, roll 2d6 for how many grenades you have.
Okay. Wow. 12.
Oh,
All right.
6 then, if you wish to be generous.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
As long as they work on his rifle, or his
Well,
launcher.
generally
Okay.
speaking, people, I mean, there's a 20 millimeter grenade launcher, but it's a Japanese gun model. Okay.
Okay.
Usually it's going to be the 40 millimeter.
Okay. Yeah, I've got
Yeah. The
6.
the XM8 is has its own has a 9.5 inch has a 40 millimeter grenade launcher.
Okay. I give you 6 grenades.
All right. Okay. What kind are we looking at here?
They're just regular HE grenades.
HE. Okay. All right. All right. Update character sheet.
I didn't get super specific with them, so
Copy that. You must have had a lot of fun using the tear gas and the sleep gas.
CS makes me cry.
It did me too.
You probably got gassed once. I've been gassed multiple times.
Will we? Oh.
Yep. We actually used it in training. Like they would set off CS grenades while we were moving around and had to mask up. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's a smell you'll never forget.
Yes, agreed.
Is it better or worse trying to hold your breath?
It's better to hold your breath.
Okay.
Because then you're not irritating your throat, nostrils, and everything else.
I just thought that maybe when you finally have to breathe, you end up going,
yeah, you do.
Really, really pulling it in deep then versus just trying to
you
breathe.
do.
Just trying to breathe shallowly, so only the.
So what they made us do is we cracked the seal, resealed our masks so that we knew that they worked. And then they had us take our masks off and do things like reset our social security number, our place of birth, Yeah, so you wound up breathing the stuff,
All
no
right.
matter
So does
what.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh
So
yeah,
does
that is
everybody
true.
have their weapons?
Yes, we have our gear.
Yes.
I
taken up?
put
All right.
most
to
of it
go.
in a container on the outside of the suit, I'm assuming,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
it
You're
really won't.
not you're not supposed to. Yeah. Your primary goal is to have free motion with your. You're not supposed to have anything in your hands. Thank you.
So we're not really in a suit. We're more of like in like this little spider pod thing, right?
Well, you're in a suit, but it's basically an exoskeleton. Yes.
Okay.
You got like all these sensors in front and
I
stuff.
feel like Iron Man.
But from your
Yeah.
standpoint, because of your visor, again, it looks like you're it's
Just
more
in a
like
suit.
you're swimming. It's like you're underwater, where you see
Uh-huh.
straight forward, and you can look right or left, at the thing, and but if you actually go and look at your arms, it's kind of like your head sticking out the end of this thing, but you really are. It's
You're
all
really
an
not.
illusion. It's all
Okay.
an illusion. Okay,
Look at me. I'm a giant bug.
right. So anyway,
Right.
the so you all get inside, and of course, like I say, it's these things, umbilicals come out and connect to your, they connect to your body. So you're probably mostly naked inside this thing.
Yep.
Okay. Because they're gonna attach to your orifices,
Ew.
the lower orifices.
Lots of fun.
Yeah. Any of you guys, if any of you guys want to get milked, I don't want to know about it.
Alrighty.
And I did say guys, intentionally. So, but there's nothing on your face. I mean, you're inside the visor like you normally are, so air is being basically blown to you so you can breathe. You're not expected to exert yourself in that sense, though, you are going to be moving your arms, and legs. So, but it's kind of a, like I said, it's more like a swimming thing, and you're servo to the outside. So it's you're supposed to be laying on your stomach while you do this, but yeah. Anyways, so you all get inside, and like I said, once it hooks up and talks to each other, you basically get a whole different array on your visor of things like power level, stuff having to do with your own health, stuff having to do with each of the legs, whether it's if there's any nominal type things, the main body, radiation emission is a really important number. They're giving you basically how much how much EMF, not radiation like hard radiation. EMF is leaking from this suit. Okay, and currently it's very low. It's
Right.
and you see a
So that means somebody can detect us?
yeah, if they can detect your things, okay, and you notice, and the outside of the suit, it looks black, okay, but right now the outside of the suit kind of looks is kind of translucent because it has active optical camouflage on it.
All right.
You look like glassy spiders right now.
Hmm.
All right.
Nice.
All right. So anyways, and you see a umbilical basically slide out. You have to decide what you want your order to be in. Okay, so what your marching order is?
All
Obviously,
right.
Carmine's going to be at the front, but how do you? Probably Mike should come second, just because of what you're going to initially have to do.
Okay. All right. So.
Now you have the ability. Okay, and the reason I'm doing that is because this thing is going to go and send an umbilical out and connect to your suit, and that's the only time you're going to be communicating with each other. It is
Okay.
possible
Oh,
for you to disengage the umbilical. All right.
okay.
All right. But at that point, you will not be able to hear anybody but yourself muttering under your breath. And of
Very
course your
good.
data, and of course your data buddy.
Hi, buddy.
And if
All
you
right.
want your data, if you want your data buddy to play music and things like that, that's all perfectly fine. But generally
Okay.
speaking, so. And you are going to be able to hear stuff. There are sensors. You can hear stuff outside, but you're not going to be able to talk.
Mm.
Because the whole idea is for you to be as quiet and as covert as possible.
All right. We can talk to each other, but we can't talk to anything on the outside.
You can, you can't, there's no speaker to the outside to speak with.
Oh, fun.
Okay,
Can
because
we?
you basically have a very thin fiber optic type cable that exudes from fore and aft, or whatever, from some point on the spider, and goes and connects with somebody who's nearby, and you can talk
All
to
right.
that person then. If you're all connected together, then of course you can share the same circuit, and you all could talk to each other over the same voice channel or whatever.
Okay. Is the suit transparent or translucent? Is it
It looks
metallic?
translucent because it has active optical camouflage.
Oh, okay. All right.
So it's one of those things where it's got cameras. It's basically reading what's around it and trying to send it through to this upper side, and project it. But that's where you
Mm-hmm.
can run into problems because it has to be very much the same ambient amount of light. So it's so in other words, it's not going to provide you with any light. Your sensors, you can actually see, you're going to be able to see things like infrared. And there will be times when you're going to have emitters. You may have emitters so you can see better. But right now, you're primarily seeing through what would be called night goggles. I mean, in the sense of you're doing light amplification when you're not in a room like this where you have plenty of light.
Mm.
Okay. And he basically is, and Carmine tells you, says most of the time it's going to be very dark. Okay, so the optical camouflage probably won't matter a whole lot under those circumstances. But your entire body is very rounded to try to keep any kind of active sensors from detecting you. But if we cross, like say a laser beam or something like that, that's going to be a problem. We're going to have to deal with that. Okay. All right. So now, are you guys ready?
I'm going to say that
Yeah.
it'll be Carmine, Mike, Chen Wei, Angel, and then I'll take up the rear. Well, I guess we'll throw
All right.
Gandalf in there too, but
Okay. Let me get your order. Carmine, Mike, Chen Wei. Did you say?
Chen Wei or Gandalf, whichever one wants to go.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Angel is where?
Well, Gandalf and Chen Wei at some point, and then Angel, and then me.
So you're not actually bringing up the rear, because there's two robots
robot.
that are following you. Angel, and then we have Elaine, and then Julie.
Bringing up the human rear. How about that?
Oh, and one of your important sensors is your liquid nitrogen, your liquid nitrogen tank level, because that's one of the ways that you guys are going to be avoiding some of the sensors is by basically cooling you down so you're the same temperature as the surrounding area.
Okay.
All right. So, Carmine says, so really try your darndest not to damage your suit, because that's likely to make it difficult. There are repair systems in these suits, but it takes time, which we may not have. And if there's enough damage, then they're not going to be able to do that. So, you may end up being short some limbs by the end. And I'm referring to the suit, hopefully not you, by the end of this trip.
Hopefully the suit, not
Okay.
us. I'm kind of attached to my limbs.
Yep.
No pun intended there.
None taken.
I was going to say it's all the rage with the kids.
Jeez. Please no.
All right. You guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
All right.
ready as
Okay.
they'll ever be.
All right. Well, I'll lead out, and you guys just have to follow. Okay. Like I say, right now your suit's automatically going to try to blend into the surroundings. We are, uh, we are going to. I don't expect to run into anybody on the way, but we might. Okay. So just try to keep it cool. And remember, he says these suits can operate. They do have the ability to climb, and even possibly even be like upside down. Okay, so don't think you're limited to just 2 dimensions.
Okay.
All right. So
Plane
he
mode.
basically starts leading you out into a corridor, and as he does it, you basically see that he his Mike, you see that his spider basically
All right.
suddenly changes, and you can actually see, reflected on him some of the markings on the walls and things like that.
Wow.
Okay, he says, don't worry about. I mean, it is. We are going to run. There's going to be emitters and stuff like that, but they're not. They're used to tracking your own emissions from your visors, which they're not getting, so they should ignore us.
All right.
So and any so it's the and we shouldn't be running into any issues like that. Okay, so you go along for about a mile. I need someone to roll me a luck roll.
Go ahead, Kaitlin.
Both 4. So.
Why are you rolling 2?
Yep.
You don't get a
Have
hero dice with luck.
Have it.
That's right.
Sorry.
So you rolled a 4?
Still
okay.
rolled a 4.
Well, then you didn't actually run into the first encounter, which was you're going to have to deal with. So
All right.
okay, so
Hooray.
you managed to avoid some of the automated transport vehicles that were carting stuff around, and never actually get in the situation where something was coming down the hallway that was so big that you would have to like try to somehow avoid it. Okay,
Okay.
and you finally get to a set of doors, near a set of doors. Okay, which basically have have cameras on them, and it has a locking mechanism. And he says, "Okay, this," and it says no admittance. Industrial area. And looking around, you can see that the floor is, does have like some dust on it and things like that. So it's obvious that nobody has been here for a while. And there's a number of things that are written around you. Go ahead and give me um, uh, give me a smarts check.
Everybody?
Yeah, everybody.
Okay. All right.
Because you guys can see what Carmen is seeing. Even though you're further down the line, you can have like a little window over the side that you can see what he's seeing. Because otherwise, it is kind of like being the being the third dog down on a wagon on
Five.
the dog sled. All you're seeing is the other dog's butt.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
You-
8.
But you have to be able to see because you are controlling this spider robot. All right,
Five.
so okay. So, all right. Did anybody roll just? I mean, obviously, if you didn't roll even a 4, you're not going to get it. You might want to use a Benny. If you rolled, if you just rolled a 4, but less than 8, sound out.
I got a 5.
I got a
Okay,
7. Less than 8.
and you got a 7, right,
Yes.
Angel? Okay. Anybody else get less than an 8?
Mike.
I got an 8 exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
And Jason?
I got a 22.
Right?
Wow.
Man,
Yeah.
you know
Okay.
everything.
All right. So you see that this area is very large, and it looks like and you can see that there are a whole lot of pipes that are basically big pipes that are going along the walls, the ceilings in this area, and you're down below all that. It seems to be a convergence coming over to where this door is. The door is obviously for your benefit, not for the pipes. The pipes just go through the walls and stuff like that. But this is obviously an access point. All right, and you can see that you can see that they stretch out, in a lot of different directions. Okay, but they it's completely quiet here. So if there's anything in those pipes, you're not hearing it. But you can see that these, so Carmen says, okay, so, all right, so who here has skill in picking locks?
I do.
Okay. All right. So Angel, what I'm going to do is with Mike's help, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take over the cameras and basically force them to, well, we're going to give them a feed that's their normal look, but then we're also going to force them over, to the side so that if they have any kind of onboard memory storage, they can't later on find out what really happened here. Your job, you're going to have, you don't have to break the umbilical. I mean, you could reconnect up to me and just go over there and open that lock on that door.
Okay.
Okay, it's a pretty tough lock in that it's actually these are powered doors, so they will once you get it open, the doors should open themselves. Okay, so he's going to go ahead and make his rolls. And Mike, I need you to make a check to see if you can assist me.
All right.
+1 for a
sounds
4,
good.
+2 for an 8 or better.
All right. Okay.
I have to stop for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Kitty.
3.
Kitty says meow.
Hello, cat.
Looks deeply into my eyes, and all I can think of is either she wants food or wants to murder me.
Well, that is
God,
the
good murder beast. Oh, there goes the
that is
murder
the
beast. Go out and
so
wreak
the T.
havoc.
And the tail.
And the tail. Go wreak havoc.
Oh yeah, kitty mode.
Go
Yeah.
slay everything. She doesn't go outside anymore. She used to go out and check out the driveway every once in a while. I
Okay.
haven't gone out in days. Might be just too hot.
Poor cat.
What was the temperature today?
92.
That's way too
87 right
hot.
now.
It's way too hot.
It was in the
Yes.
60s around
Anyway.
here today.
Okay.
Oh, that
Now,
must be nice.
the rest of you guys really should be ashamed of yourselves for not saying, "Hey, Bruce, you said the people who rolled less than 7 and we rolled higher and we didn't get any more information. You just stopped and started moving
Well,
on with it."
I saw you were going to tell us what you were going to tell us, and that was all you
No,
had to
no,
tell
there
us.
was more information.
Huh.
I got so excited about getting you through this door that I stopped telling you. Okay, all right, you
I was
guys.
going to ask if there was any heat coming
Wow.
off the
Okay.
pipes or anything, but you were
Okay,
talking.
yeah, there's no heat coming off the pipes. Like I said, there's no indication that it's hot or anything like that. However, you can there is power, some power that is going to. You can see some really big cables, like really powerful. Some of the conduits are not like pipes; they're actually like electrical conduits, so and such. So, anyways, but what you're seeing on the door is that, first of all, the door is big enough for you guys to go through in your spider suits, okay?
Oh,
Which is
good.
kind
That's
of
good to
important
know.
because you would not be able to go, well, not easily. You actually could go through it by, putting your arms through, one at a time and stuff like that. It would be a little tougher for Elaine and Julie to get through. But anyways, but what you're seeing is that door. Yeah, he just talks about it as a door, but what you're looking at and you're seeing is a bank vault. These look like really tough doors. I mean, this looks like a blast door, like something that
Wow.
you'd get inside of, like if you were setting off a nuclear bomb somewhere and you were in a bunker.
Like a fallout shelter?
It looks like a bunker of some kind, except that it looks like, the walls and stuff on this side means that you're on the inside of the bunker, you're going outside the bunker. So she's going over there working with this elaborate, lock mechanism. It's not terribly elaborate. I'm just trying to say it's not like a little keyhole you go over with a little key to open. Okay, it's it's got stuff. It's got like big lever and stuff like that. So and there's obviously some kind of a locking mechanism that she's going to have to work on. So that's what you're seeing. And you're also see on the door. There's some words that are being translated by your data buddy. Well, actually, you can read them too, anyways. But it's saying that something along the lines of effluent and effluent concentration in evacuation area, which makes you think that there's some major machinery on the other side of this door. That is so. And Jason, I would say that you probably, let's see, with such a high number, I don't know. What do you think you'd be able to see with such a high number?
I honestly have no idea.
Okay.
Is it? Maybe I could determine what its purpose is.
Well, obviously there's something majorly industrial on the other side of that
Uh-huh.
door. And that's what you're going to.
Okay. Maybe it's a reactor of some sort. I don't know.
Okay. All right. I mean, it's obvious to you. It's obvious from all the things that you're seeing around here that this is a major. This is this is a much bigger thing than you were seeing with that that power generator.
Uh-huh.
Back when you were outside of Vlecki Novus Grove.
So it's bigger than that.
Well, I'm just saying is that this is. Yeah, the stuff you saw there, I mean, but I'm saying is you get the impression that this is something really big.
So maybe this was like the precursor to what they're using now. Like this was their original power plant or something.
Could be, yeah.
I mean, because they have been around for over 100 years.
You're going to have to get on the other side of that door to find out.
Yeah.
All right. So first off, okay. So I'm right. That okay. So Mike, did you?
I rolled a 4, but it took me a Benny to do it.
Okay. So he rolls a 10, which means that yes, he is able to not only send a looping feed, hack in and send a looping feed to it. He's also able to take control of the cameras so that they can basically wipe out any evidence that you guys were actually there.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Now, there's nothing set to. Do you guys have any particular ideas about maybe hiding the fact that you guys are going to be walking through all this dust on the floor?
I think I could use like some air to like redistribute the dust around.
What kind of air do you think you're going to use?
I just like compressed air, I think.
Okay.
Is that a possibility?
It's not on your suit unless you want to vent some of your oxygen supply or something.
What about
even the nitrogen? I mean, the idea is that this is basically a stealth check. If any of you guys have good stealth, you can attempt to go and try to repair the dust on the floor so it looks like it doesn't have streaks in it from where you guys are.
Right. What about like an electromagnetic thing to cause the dust to disturb itself?
That's interesting.
Interesting idea. How do you? Okay. How do you? What electromagnetic thing do you think you would want to do that?
Well, I know they use. I've heard of them using electromagnetism to repel dust. So.
Okay. Well, this sounds like again one of those electronics kind of checks.
Sure, I'll give it a shot. I have a whole
right.
D4.
All right. Anybody else
and a hero dice
want to try to do this? Because this is
sounds good. I will give it an attempt myself.
To say you have the ability to do it, then it's going to be a stealth check to see if you actually succeeded.
Well, then I'm not firing a laser.
Well, I got a 5 on my D4, so
I got a 7 on my. I got a 7 on my D4.
Okay, so you're going to go and try to, with the help of your data buddy, you're going to try to overdrive, let's say some of the servo motors on your arms, your legs or whatever. Just try to put it down there and just kind of brush it back and forth and try to affect the dust.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
Okay. All right. So, and when you do that, it does seem like it's having an effect, because there's iron in the in the rock. So therefore,
Right.
you can do that sort of thing. All right. So
Okay.
it comes down to you, Kaitlin. Can you get the door open?
I actually went ahead and rolled that, but I will roll it
Can
again because I
Angel
forgot
get
my
the
number.
door open?
Does it look like the smashing the door would make a lot of noise and attract attention?
I'm not smashing the door.
Yeah,
I,
I'm asking for me if I want to
I
smash the
think the
door.
guys who rolled the higher than 8, you should tell them about how tough this door is.
That would be Jason.
Guys,
What's that?
Chen Wei wonders if we could just smash the doors and just go on through.
No.
Well, explain it to me.
Okay.
Well,
Really?
the suits are kind of delicate, and we don't want to destroy them trying to go through a door.
Okay.
And it looks like a pretty heavy-duty door.
Right then.
So I'm guessing Kaitlin completely botched her check, huh?
I did not actually. I rolled a 19.
Wow.
You go there
Wow.
and you basically play this like a slot machine.
D12. Lovelets.
Very
Spinning
nice.
stuff and whatever, and the
Yeah, that's
door.
true. You only need one explode and a D12 to get to that.
Yeah.
And the doors starts opening.
Hello, beautiful door.
They open and they open in. You know, and you can see that they basically come together. You know, overlap each other, so that they basically are support. Make it really hard to come through. You see, the door is about, I don't know, 4 foot thick steel,
All right then.
something like that, with a lot of indications of being literally like a bank vault. It opens, at which point you guys can go on through. But before that happens, you have basically Carmine has to do this again to go and control any of the cameras that might be, or any of the sensors that might be in here.
As I said, after you, my
Okay.
friend.
So, a little help there, Mike?
Sure. What do you need help with?
Camera stuff again.
All right. Let's see what I got. Let's see. Hold on. All right, let's see. 6. Okay, I rolled a 6.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right. Well, this is actually a little bit harder, and with your help, he's actually able to actually control the electronics that are in here, the sensors that are in here.
Okay.
He was having a lot of trouble doing that. He's trying to show you that there's like a bunch of them, and when the door opened, they came on. Okay, and we had to stop them from basically talking back to security force, letting them know that the door has been opened and stuff like that.
Right.
Otherwise, we would have had to try to do this as surreptitiously as possible. All right. So, anyways, all right. So you guys are able to come into the room now. I'm assuming since it's your idea, Jason, to do the thing with the electromagnet, I need you to make the stealth check to see how well you are literally covering the tracks.
Okay. I have a D4 -2, and I rolled a 0, basically.
Uh-oh.
I don't
You're
have
not
stealth.
successful at all.
I don't have stealth.
Unless you want to start spending some bennies.
I'll spend a Benny.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I didn't roll my D6, actually.
Yeah.
That's always helps.
That's also at a -2.
Yes. Okay.
Still a 0.
It's still it's a 2 now.
All right.
You want to use
But I'm
your
going to
card
Benny
and
it and
make
try.
it. You want
I'm,
to use
I'm
your
going
card and make it a 4?
to. Sure.
Okay.
I was kind of wanting to save that card in case I needed it, but it's an attempt at I'm action that's nearly impossible. Not only do I succeed, but gain a critical success. So, sure, we'll play that
So
card.
why don't you just use the card then?
Hey,
We'll just use the card.
Okay.
doing the
Well, you guys,
doing the
you're doing a
card.
really good job of covering up the trail. So there actually won't be any evidence of you guys being outside this door once you finish. Now inside,
Hooray.
it would take a while. I mean, you can still try to do. You're still doing it. All right. So Carmen, you look inside, and this is a crazy place in here. Okay, you see these giant. It's I don't know how to. They're like pumps, but they're not. They're because it's I don't know how to term it. There's like these giant grinders. Okay, and they're and there's these huge compressors. Okay, in here. All right, and which are not on, by the way. All right, is obviously there's a big control panel and stuff like this place in here, but you see these giant things that kind of look like they might be compressors, and they're connected to all those tubes that are coming, and those things are coming in and going to this one really big tube. This goes up, like pretty much straight up into the ceiling, and you see them all coming together in the as like the legs like the spider. They're all coming together, and these things are massive in size. But the tube that they connect to is easily 10 feet across. And just looking at how these things are connected, you can there's signs saying beware of overpressure. He says all compressors must be shut down before before the cleanouts are breached, and things like that. Do not stand too close to the effluent pipes. Subsonic bodily harm can occur.
Huh.
All right. It's pretty. I mean, you're looking at. Like I said, this is a crazy, powerfully industrial scene you're looking at, and all these pipes are being, whatever comes in these pipes are being directed at this one collection thing in the back of the room, which then is connected to some vertical pipe that goes up. All right. Carmen goes,
Oh, wow.
I've never seen this. Says it doesn't disappoint, don't you think?
It is insane.
I mean, can you imagine what this would be like if it was on?
No, I can't.
No. This is
Probably very hot.
that too.
Yeah. He's looking at you and he says, "Oh, hot. Yeah, you better believe it's hot. Yeah. With all with all that pulverized rock? Oh, absolutely." And he looks at you guys and says, "You do know what this is, right?"
No.
Not a clue.
What is this?
This is okay. When they built Sanctuary City, they had to get rid of the rock.
All
that
right.
that was where Sanctuary City is. This is the expulsion system for sending it up closer to the surface. This is the evacuation.
So it's ejecting magma basically out of.
No, not magma, rock. Pulverized rock it has to be removed. They're sending it up, and then it has to be like sent out somewhere.
Hmm.
There's an elaborate system of passageways up further up, closer to the surface. They were leveraging some underground maze, labyrinth that existed there when they built that when they decided to settle here. So, and they're literally backfilling they had to backfill all those passageways so that there would be empty space down here where the city is. We're going up that main effluent pipe.
Cool.
Huh.
Really, that's cool.
Yeah. This serves two
Okay.
purposes. One is that there are catwalks and ladders and things like that and elevators that go next to it, but then there's a real good chance that we might trip something, trigger a sensor of some kind. Okay, so instead we're going to go up the pipe, which can't have any sensors on the inside of it because of the really harsh environment that would normally be there. And this is one of the reasons why you have your own air supply.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. So, anyways, so the first thing we need to do is the pipes themselves should be mostly clear, and of course the vertical pipe is entirely clear until you get up to where it branches off. Okay. So, but anyways, does somebody want to be first?
I'll do it.
Who has the best climb skill?
Might be me. Hold on. No.
Probably you.
Nope.
Not good at climbing.
Jason?
Not to
Okay.
me.
All right. Okay. So at this point, it might be
Who doesn't have the worst?
we might need to cable ourselves together. Then it sounds like you guys are not very good at this. Like the spider, your suits are going to be able to press against the sides, okay, and go up, but there's always a chance of a mechanical issue or they don't do it automatically, so you're going to have to
All right.
still climb. All right.
Very good.
So okay. So I guess I'll go first since there isn't anybody better at this.
All right.
Okay. I mean, I've practiced a lot at the climbing walls in Sanctuary City at some of the some of the actually sport type places. So
If it was riding a bus, I would be better than you.
well, you're kind of riding a bus, but in this case, you got to kind of get out and push the bus. All right.
I'm ready
So,
I'm ready. Let's
all
do
right.
it.
So let's.
I've done that before too.
All right. So let's go ahead and cable up. Okay. First of all, let's get this door open. So we go over there.
Okay, get the door open.
Who's and you guys go over there and start grabbing this big bar thing. Is obviously
Okay.
a machine that needs to go over and turn and open this thing up, but you're
More
going to try
fun.
to do it without the machine because you don't want to disturb anything as much as possible. So between
Put it on
at least
manual.
two of you guys, maybe more, you guys can, maybe three you can get in there. And actually, one of you guys who wants to get on the top and come down from the vertical side, you might even be able to get four, but I really think that three is probably it. So you guys
Okay.
can help assist, and
Okay.
this is really still going to be a dexterity because you're limited by the strength. So
Okay.
the dex check. And
Okay, we're rolling agility checks.
Yeah.
8.
That's going to be a +2.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Okay. So climb or agility?
Agility to go and open the hatch on this clean out valve.
I got a 9.
Okay.
Well, there's only 3 can do, so I guess it's
Okay.
Jason doing it because I mean, if you guys would rather do this than Carmine, that's fine. Do you want to do this?
I would try it, and besides, I roll really well. So.
Okay, well then you 3 can go over there and try to get this thing open.
Yeah, I rolled a 20 for my agility because it's a D12 and it
make sure you turn it
exploded.
counterclockwise. He says, "I wonder where that term came from." Because
What,
clocks have numbers on them.
Yeah, clocks have
backwards.
a round face with numbers going around a circle.
If you go backwards on a clock, that's counterclockwise.
I know you invented like clocks that don't need to do that, but that's how they used to do that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen clocks.
I show them I don't know if we can reach into our equipment, but if possible, I show them my pocket watch.
Okay. All right. You can't do that, but you can describe it.
Okay.
Okay. It says, "Oh, so you guys use mechanical timepieces, and they somehow you got this like spinning thing on it that can go one way or the other. It's
just gears.
Gears.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was old mechanical clocks used to have hands and move around, and
Yes.
Oh, hands on the clock. So
yeah, like arms that would tell which hour it was, and then
I think
You
they
have
called that clockwise.
Clearly, is a modern guy. He doesn't understand this.
He thinks
He
we're nuts.
apparently has never paid attention to those old clock things. Oh, it's like, really? Okay, all right. Well, anyways, it's righty tighty, lefty loosey. That's right. I know
Yes.
that
Yes.
one. There we go. Okay, so
Everyone knows that one.
all right. So all you guys working together. It sounds like you. What did you get, Chen Wei?
20.
Wow. Okay, so you really hard to get started, but then it gets going, and then Chen Wei just jumps in and says, "Get out of my way!" And you just start. You start like throwing it like someone trying to throw out a pizza.
I loosened it.
Pops off.
Mike says I loosened it for him.
And when it pops
I made
off,
it to loose.
it pops off like a bang, and it starts rolling, rumble, 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 away.
It really is a pizza.
And by the way, this floor, it does have some debris on it, some like gravel and stuff around. So, and inside you can see that there is gravel on the inside, but but there's also some bigger chunks of rock as well. Okay, it's nothing bigger than nothing bigger than, let's say, a skipping rock. Okay. So you can imagine the kind of pressure we're talking about that can take this kind of stuff and throw it up this kind of a channel. So you can imagine the amount of pressure that's involved. Just like, yeah, you guys would not want to be in this thing if it got turned on. I mean, it would surely crush you.
That would be it.
A sudden change in pressure. And then once you got, and then if you were lucky enough to get to the top, then like I said, I've heard that people trying to breathe really high pressure oxygen air can suffer from all kinds of bad effects. Never
Mm.
seen it myself, but that's what I heard. All right, so let's go. So you guys get inside there and you like chain yourselves together with cables, each of your spiders, and of course it's real important that the Jason, you on the end, make sure that you're connected. First that Elaine and Julie are connected, and then
Okay.
connected to you. Okay, and so they're going to basically do their best, their little robot brains. Okay, and you might have to, someone might have to slave back to them and try to take over them to try to climb this thing. Okay, because the inside of this thing is what's the right term? Scoured. The inside of this thing is scoured. You can see, the metal has been just buffed, not to a shine or a mere brightness. No, it looks like, just something that's been rubbed with grit, sandpaper. So it's got this. It's not real smooth, but it's got no bumps on it whatsoever. Okay, and you guys are going to start climbing up this thing by basically pressuring on the sides and trying not to slip on any residue of dust or microscopic pebbles that might have stuck themselves to the side but can be dislodged by you climbing. All right, so Carmen is going to start climbing. Okay, he's going to have to Benny that.
All right.
There he goes. All right, now he's going. It's and he starts coming and he's climbing up. So the next person, I guess, is going to still be you. Um, Mike,
All right. Mike's ready.
go ahead and give me a climb check.
I be climbing.
All right.
Okay. A 2. I'm gonna have to throw my second Benny.
Right.
Four.
That's good enough. All right. So the two of you are going. And then next is Chen Wei. Give me a climb
Okay.
check.
Just came from the background. Sorry.
6.
Job. All right. So we now have a +3, by the way. All right. Then we'll skip Gandalf. Go to Angel.
4.
Okay. So you're doing it. All right. And then, of course, we've got Jason.
I'll just throw my dice on the floor.
All right. Sounds good.
Oh, I rolled a 6.
All right. That's 5. All right. So then we got Elaine.
1. We all die.
Let's
Finally.
not.
Elaine gets 4, so she's good. Let's see what's going on with Julie.
Come on,
That
Julie.
dice doesn't want to stay on my desk.
And Julie got an 11.
Yay!
Oh,
So
shit.
we didn't even need the
Hooray.
extra stuff from you guys all succeeding. Basically, I was adding up everything that you had after a 4 and making it available to anybody who was, failing. But you guys decided to Benny your rolls, and not have to get dragged along based upon the other people trying to pull you up. So you guys are doing fine. All right, so you guys climb up, and you climb up miles of this pipe, okay, until you finally get to a point where they start split. They basically, it's like it splits off like the bottom of a squid in a whole bunch of different directions. And right at the very top of it, there is another takeout valve.
Lovely.
Okay, and this thing is all beat up tough. All right, so this one's gonna be hard to get off. It would have been a lot easier from the other side, but you're trying to do it from the inside. So, all right. So who wants to work on this one? You guys are, you know,
Okay, I will try to work on it.
okay. Who else is going
Right.
to participate?
I'll try.
Okay, and then a third. You don't have to have a third, but it helps. I guess it's just you two. Okay, so go
All right,
ahead.
here we go.
Roll
Okay.
your dex
What-
checks.
8.
11.
11. Okay. Well, it isn't easy. Okay, it's actually very hard, and you're really tempted to want to like take something and bang on this thing to get it to turn or whatever, but you actually have
Okay.
to stick your little putapods in like depressions on them and literally like friction turning it. So, but and for a second you think that you're not going to be able to do it. It's just going to be, it's just jammed. It's like it's been like cold welded over all this time. It's been like this, and you might have to cut yourselves out. Okay, which would be which sounds like a really bad idea. But then it suddenly gives, but it doesn't roll turn easily like it did before. And but you managed to get it open, and push it all out of the way and climb up, and you can see that you are, surrounded by these big pipes, but there is a passageway, um, ahead of you.
Yay.
Logan only had to make it past the robot. You've got to open up pipes.
Now someone's gonna. So Carmine tells you, so you make sure you close that takeout, because if they should ever turn this thing on again, it would be bad. Okay, I mean you get
All right.
hurricane force winds coming out through this tunnel, and that could cause the subsidence. We don't want that to happen.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me recently. Yes.
You have?
The vertigo. The vertigo shit.
Oh no! Back when we were climbing the other thing and the wind was blowing and it trapped me against the thing.
the magnetism thing.
Magnetism.
Oh!
Yes. Lots and lots of fun.
Lovely.
All right.
You have some
Okay.
very strange things happen to you, I've realized.
Okay,
I am not lucky. I am
Magneto.
not a lucky person, Jason.
You are Magneto.
I am very unlucky.
Next time we don't let him become Magneto. That's what
Right.
happens.
Yes, that would be good. Yeah, no, it doesn't happen. Yeah.
Carmine tells everybody, says, okay, wait a second. He says, there are, in fact, active sensors here. And
Okay.
they are, because this thing is shut down, this is a security thing. So we're going to need, so right now, it's there, there's heat sensors. And we, just in case, something happens. So we've got to basically do our best to not trigger them. All right. So that means that there's twofold sensors here. One is there are ultrasonic sensors that basically bounce off of us. All right. And it detects motion. Okay. We also have heat sensors. Okay. Now the heat sensors we should be okay with because of but the motion sensors means we have to move very slowly, so that it doesn't register the change in the Doppler effect.
Oh.
The what?
So
The waves that we put off when we move.
right.
Oh.
So all right. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to I'm going to send a program to you guys. And what it's going to do is it's going to limit the speed of your limbs so that you move slowly enough that it doesn't cause a problem.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Now, I'm going to try to get close enough to these sensors that I can hit them with a blast of liquid nitrogen, and that will hopefully disable them long enough for us to get past.
All right.
But if that doesn't work, okay, then we're going to have to just take as much time as it takes to move. And remember, we're still being followed. Some people, may be following us. We don't know. Okay, if nothing else, they may go and check to see whether or not we actually came in here. And Jason, you said that you did a really good job of covering our trail, right?
I believe so.
Okay. Well,
I mean, as best as I could.
yeah, you used a card which actually assured that you did.
Right.
But yeah,
Right, there
okay.
you go.
Well, we're just gonna hope for the best then. All right. So, anyways, so he goes and you see him slowly moving. It's just like you're in there just kind of hanging in there. Putting where it splits out, you can actually get into those areas and like hang on them, so it's not like you're doing the press against the walls like you were doing before. And though you're still holding on to Elaine and Julie, they're still further down. So and he goes up, he detaches, he goes up and starts climbing up very, very slowly, moving like no more than an inch a second, just slowly moving. It's like saying it's a good thing I got this program running, because if I was trying to do this, I don't think I'd have the patience for this.
Yeah.
So basically, about 5 minutes later, you hear this sound. It says, "Okay, let me roll it. So let me make a luck check here. Okay, that didn't work. We're just gonna have to climb out the best we can.
Okay.
So just start climbing out." And he's I'm just gonna keep moving ahead. So he's moving ahead, and when you climb out, you can see that there is a passageway with basically the top of this thing. Above it, there is a catwalk, and that has a big hole in the center where people can, and it's got a machinery there to go and deal with that. And then the catwalk goes up into a tunnel. There's actually a couple of them, and he's starting to go up through there. Okay, but again, he says, I've marked on the wall where you're going to be outside the detection of the sensors. Okay, but it's going to be at least 30 feet before you get there. So make sure you follow me. Hopefully this will take us the right place. And he keeps moving. So each of you are going to do this. And then, like I say, the last, the biggest question is how well is the robots going to do that are following you. So let me try. Elaine and Julie are just trooping along here. They're just doing a great job following you guys. So, like I said, it really is more of a, you can see the sensors, these like, large armored um, balls and stuff like that have these things sticking out of them that are thermally active. Okay, and there are lights shining in them. You know, the power is on. He wasn't able to cool them down enough to disable them. They're obviously not designed to rotate. They just fixed, like I said, because of the situation where if there was a blowout or something like that, the amount of force that would be in this area, anything that's on a swivel. As a matter of fact, you know, if such a thing happened, you know, that's one reason there's a hole in the catwalk, so it possibly just blows straight up. But you know, the catwalk itself would probably just get twisted like taffy if something like that happened. But anyways, clearly that hasn't, you know. And a matter of fact, there are some indications that it has happened and it's been repaired. So, all right. So you guys, one after another, do this, and so you can all move together because, of course, it's, you know, you're all in a line. So eventually you get out of it. Let's see, 30 feet. That's times 12 is 360 inches. And yeah, so right. So basically, it takes you about
Moving at about 2 inches per second.
well, you were actually doing an inch a second, and it's
360
360
seconds. So
inches. But before you were all out, okay, it's so that would be 6 minutes to get through it. But to get everybody through it takes
Yep.
like at least another about twice that. So yeah, eventually you all get out past it, and you all breathe a sigh of relief because at any time, you know, just you know, and you're at this point, it's also a little bit of a problem because the robots are relatively heavy compared to you guys because they've got fusion generators in them, you know, and they are, you know, and they are, you can hear them, you know, slowly hissing, you know, as they're venting, you know. Fortunately, they're not on, they're on low power, but you know, still. And you guys get, and you start, now you just basically, you can disconnect though and put the other things, and you start climbing these catwalks and these going up these passageways. So now I need someone to basically give me 6 luck checks.
all right.
6.
6.
Go ahead, Jason.
You got a 3, a 2.
Basically, count how many times you failed. Just keep rolling. You need to get 6 successes.
What's and a success is a
4.
4. There's a 5. Well, I got 3 successes.
Okay, and how many failures?
Well, 3.
Okay, so you need to keep rolling until you get 6 successes.
Oh, okay.
So what we're modeling here is how long does it take you to find your way through this maze of passageways where, you know, it's you know, there are breakdowns, there are passageways that are filled and you have to backtrack to other passageways and things like that. So I'm just trying to model how difficult is it for you to work your way through this maze of tunnels. Because and what, you know, it's clear that this is, you know, that these are not natural passageways. There's clearly tool marks in them and things like that. These are passageways that were probably part of a mining concern.
So I got 6 failures and 6 successes. So out of 12 rolls.
Right. Okay. So this essentially takes you twice as long as you thought it would take. So I would say that means that 12 hours later,
Wow.
okay, you finally get to probably the most important spot, and that is I need you to make one last luck check.
Okay. Got a 4.
Good job. You get a couple of you basically went past went through a section where it was really warm. And you can see, by the way, that this appears to have been a coal mine at some point. That they were like cutting the seams of the wall and taking it down and taking it out on cars and things like that. But there's also places where the ceiling has collapsed as a result. So you've gone beyond, at this point, you've gone beyond where where they were backfilling. This is purely just old, abandoned mine tunnels. But there was one section that was really, really warm. I mean, as in like 150 degrees. Okay. And the air was very toxic. But you're not breathing that air, so it's okay. But I'm just saying is that you could there actually seemed to be a haze of possibly you might see some fistulas of smoke,
Oh.
coming out of the walls a couple places. There's something bad happening over there to the side. So anyways, you should get past that. And you finally go and get and you basically finally get to what is some kind of a vertical elevator, and you guys have to climb that. And he says, if we can get past this, finally we'll be on the surface. So
Okay.
basically, we need you guys to make either make some climb checks.
Here we go.
Yay. Climb checks.
Okay.
Last
Uh,
climb check, guys.
Two.
Carmine gets a 5, so he's
I'm
in the
betting
bottom.
this.
Yeah, he's not having
Okay,
you.
that's better. 7.
Yeah,
Uh,
he yeah, he's not having you guys be tied together like they were before. He says so be careful. It's just that we have to do this a section at a time because we don't know what condition this elevator is. We can't have too much weight. The effluent pipe is very thick and could take our weight, but this might not, especially after so many years of decay and disuse.
7.
It's literally been here for over 100 years. So you can definitely see the rust on these cables and on the superstructure, around it and things like that. And especially, I mean, you look at it and say, well, maybe we could just go and just cut this cable off of this, and maybe and just climb up or hold on to it. Maybe there'd be a car that would fall down and just pull us up, but yeah. It's like, well, I don't know how much the clearance is between the rail car and those cables, and you might just get jammed in between the two, and that would be bad. So instead, you guys are trying to climb up to where the car itself should be at the very top, and hopefully it's not, we're not going to do something to cause it to fail and fall down here. So I got to roll for Elaine. And Elaine and Julie roll a 4 and a 6.
Yay.
Yay! Hey, any of the rest? Any of you guys fail on this? I hope not.
No,
Right?
I had the
No, I
Benny it
rolled
though.
4.
Anybody have a Benny?
Yeah,
Did
but
not
I'm
have the
fine.
Benny.
Oh, yeah, he can. I'll Benny for him.
No, I already I did. I'm
He
fine
already
Oh,
now.
used
okay.
the Benny.
Okay. And you finally get up to the top, and you have to basically climb around the uh, into basically a larger area, the top of the mine, and then climb, basically follow this tunnel. It shows you can still see the footprints of men's feet, as they walked out of here. Okay, except for the fact is that there's also a lot of other stuff that as a matter of fact, you see footprints, and Jason, because of what you did before, you realize that those footprints have actually been put there after people came in to the mine to go down and start drilling their way down to to bring the stuff in that they needed to do to come in and stage stuff. This is actually a very carefully staged, abandoned mine. You see what I'm saying?
Nice.
Right.
Okay. You come up to this. You finally come up to, and there's there's a door, and it's metal struts that have been welded together and things like that. At which point, uh, um, the they go they basically bring up the robots. One of the robots. Which one is it going to be? It's going to be Elaine, and Elaine basically pulls up a plasma torch and basically starts through the bars.
There you go.
Cuts them through. Hot metal dripping down onto the floor of the passageway, and literally goes and pulls it loose and sets it over onto the side. And then smoke just billows into the passageway.
Okay.
He starts walking out and looking around. You can see there's a big, over in the distance, there seems to be an awful lot of heat. Says, I think this mine was on fire. Comes out, he says, well, we can't see very well but it's also providing us some really good thermal protection in case anybody's trying to find us.
There's that.
So I guess the thing to do is to try to figure out where the city is. I don't know where we are, but if we can find the city, we can start heading that direction.
Which city?
The nearest city of the ocean cities.
And you don't know where it's at?
Of course I don't. I don't know where we are right now. No one knows where Sanctuary City is. We just got out of Sanctuary City. Now we've got to figure out the direction to the nearest big city, and so we can go and follow it.
And you said you had drones?
We have a drone, yes.
Well, let's send a drone low altitude for as far as it'll go, and then go
as high
on.
as we can. We're going to send a drone as high.
Do we have like a compass? Can we like check our compasses?
Absolutely can check your compass. The compass works fine.
All right.
About what latitude do we seem to be?
You have no idea what latitude you are. Compass doesn't tell you that.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, relative to the magnetic North Pole, but
you can see which way is north and south, and therefore east and west, but you don't know anything more than that, Ken. That's
okay.
all the compass shows you.
All right. So, looking, is it nighttime or day? Well, we can't see the sky anyway because of the whole Zamboni stuff.
Yes, it's always dark. He said,
Right,
but then he
right.
says but Carmine says, but that's going to be to our benefit because when we send a drone up, we're going to be looking for any light. Okay, and if we see light, we know that's got to be one of the great cities. We just have to
That's
go
a
in
good
that
point.
direction, even if it's beyond the rain, even if it's beyond the horizon. He says, if we get high enough, we should be able to see um, light. The seas are so bright that they'll illuminate, the air itself, and we should be able to get a reading,
Okay.
Okay.
right? And so he goes and he basically you see the starts thing, drone deployed, and you see one of basically coming out of which one is it this time? It's going to be Julie this time. Okay, this little
The
drone
Julie
bay. This
drone.
thing opens up, and this drone bay comes out, and it's got this drone inside. Okay, and it basically it has like big propellers on it that fold out, but it also has a center thing which is basically looks like some kind of like a rocket, finned rocket. He says if we absolutely have to do that, we will, but we really don't want to do that if we can avoid that.
Okay.
Get it as high as possible, but let's see if we can get something just by using the drone. All right. So, fires, he basically, starts going up. And you see as it does this, okay, it's also leaving a kind of a slight, well, you see like smoke coming out of it for near as they're trying to cool the blades, the motors that operate the blade, and also and it goes zzz, it starts heading up, and you start getting a reading off of it. 100 feet, 200 feet, 300 feet, 400 feet, 500 feet, 600 feet, keeps going up. 7, 8, 1 mile, 2 miles. At which point you see the RPMs keep building, and finally it's giving, and it's searching for it. And let's give this, this thing has a really good. I need someone to roll me a D12 because the sensor on this thing is designed for one thing, and that is to see light. So someone roll me a D12.
8.
An 8?
Yeah.
All right, great. You get a reading. Finally, it's upper limit without having to fire off the JADO unit, and it basically gets a reading, and it's more or less due south of this location.
Okay.
He says, "Okay, we got our compass heading." And
All right, that's good.
he basically hits. They hit a button, and it ejects a parachute, and it blasts out. The thing that says cooling. Starting, and it slowly floats down, and you guys are going to have to go collect it, of course, and start heading. And then you can go and start heading in that direction. You've reached the surface, and you're now heading toward one of the cities. Too bad you still don't know where you are. There is a way of finding out where you are, by the way, guys.
How?
There is that fine portal
Oh,
with the crystal.
will it
Is
go
it there?
that
Doesn't that have a
far?
range limit though?
It does. It just depends on how good, what you're able to do.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay. What is the range on that? Do you
Can it?
guys know?
Just a minute.
No.
I've got the thing up right now here.
Locate portal lasts for 2 hours. The range you can detect portal is 90 miles or
With a raise?
185 miles with the raise.
Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead and give me a check.
think we're farther than that, maybe, but we'll find out.
Give me a check.
So I roll a D8 for
Mhm.
my crystal use,
All right.
and a D6 for hero. I rolled a 7.
Uh-oh. So 90 miles.
90 miles. Okay.
Oh, it's not within
You do
90
not
miles.
detect any portals.
Yeah, figured.
All right. Okay. So next
We know
week
where we're
we
not.
will start on your trek towards the ocean, whatever city that is. And by the
All
way,
right.
you can probably pick up, sound. I mean, it does transmit, So there
Mhm.
is a possibility of picking up radio waves or other things from the city.
Too bad when we were back in Sanctuary City, we couldn't find any maps of the world
If there
the
were
way
any
it
maps
used
of
to
the
be.
world, they would be under very, very lock and key.
Yeah.